Hello guys, welcome back to the fourth episode of the External Podcast.
Today we have a special guest, George Murphy, and we have George Pets today.
Why was the George Pet so much less enthusiastic than George Murphy?
Because I thought George
And we
Pets
also have like half of Nabi, but...
No, but it's Mahida, isn't it? Not Nabi.
It is. No,
we, need
it's
a,
Nabi.
we need a way to identify
It's
that.
Nabi and Nabibi. There's Nabibi and there's
Habibi.
No, you got Nabi.
Habibi.
Oh, this is,
Habibi.
I don't get it. She is Mahida.
No, that's Nabi.
That's Nabi.
She's Mahida.
No, that's Nabi. Who's
Shut up,
Mahida?
that's Nabi.
We'll call the other Nabibi.
Then yeah.
Okay, fine.
Wait,
Nabi B.
so her name's
There's
what?
a kitty like black.
Her real name's
Real
Mahida.
rapper.
Mahida, isn't it?
Nabi, yeah.
No, it's like Nabi and
Mahida.
Habibi.
Enter the B. Enter the B.
Mehida. Oh, okay.
Nabi.
So why'd they call you Nabi then?
It's my nickname.
From what?
My other name.
You have two names?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I think
fair
it's
enough.
like having a Chinese name but not.
I get what you're trying to say.
He just Chinese.
What? I said I said.
I was born in Shanghai, so my first name is...
Wait,
Really?
Yes.
What's your name?
That's
What's your real
W.
name?
My Chinese name?
Yeah.
Le Yun.
Ooh, that's a family name.
I know, right? It's
Wait, hold on.
How does that get turned into Nabi then?
No, because it's like, so Li Yun is like my Chinese name, and then my middle name is Lu Nabi, right? And it's a translation of that, right? So it means like one who chases the moon. That's what my Chinese name is.
That's
So my
cold.
name is
Cold.
Nabi, and that's one who chases the moon.
I
and
mean,
it's Nabi.
my name translates into Basil, and then you got herb. No, I'm not even kidding. It translates into the herb Basil.
What, Rayhan Kandirani?
No, just Rayhan.
Why
it's
is
not even
Rayhan's
Rayhan.
Obviously that's it.
What? I didn't think Rayhan would have a meaning.
What do you guys think names mean? Like, do you think they mean anything?
My name just means forgotten.
Does it? So
Exactly.
I know it does. It actually
Oh
means
my
forgotten.
God.
So when I went to Egypt, I was told that my name is like a perfume because they make perfume out of basil. I was like, this is so confusing. No, seriously. Though. No, and the guy was like, oh, your name's a perfume. I was like, oh, that's so nice. And he was like, it's out of basil. I was like, oh, okay.
Basil's a perfume. Man.
No,
Apparently,
but imagine a girl being like, I put Rayhan on top.
Rayhan was on me today.
Oh.
I get around, guys. I'm kidding.
That's the only way you're gonna be around post.
I'm kidding.
Constantius, what does your name mean?
My name means something along the lines of like immovable, basically.
Whoa, why has everyone got such code names? Except for this guy.
No, because your name in English is Constantine, like
Constantine.
Constantine, like the
Yeah.
like the
The
guy
emperor.
from DC, the guy
Yeah,
with superpowers.
yeah. You know Constantinople.
No.
That's
Well, the
from-
city.
Isn't that,
Yeah.
Was that named after the Emperor of Rome?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Constantine.
That's cold.
But then it was taken by Turkey, I think.
No,
Yeah.
I like the name Constantine, just because of the
Oh, do
DC
you?
character.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
It's alright,
I like
Colin.
him. Like his TV show.
Yeah,
The TV show.
what's the TV show? He's awesome though. His powers are sick.
Genuinely though.
Yeah. No. Anyways, answering your question, what was it?
What do you find importance in names, or do you just think they're like just something we call each other?
I was thinking about this.
Identification.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this recently, right? Because I could give my child literally any word as a name, and that's it. He's
Like,
I'm
stuck
gonna
with that.
name my child
Except-
like you.
Like, no, literally though.
Gyros.
have you heard of those like Zimbabwean parents that call their kids like the most random like most...
Adolf Hitler.
Oh,
No, wait. Hold on. Let me say. There was like some guy from like a country called Namibia in Africa. Yeah. And some guy called Adolf Hitler, he won like a local election.
There's some American guy who got his kids taken away from him because he called one like Hillary Clinton and the other one Adolf Hitler.
What have they got to do with each other? Oh no. No, because I met some like Zimbabwean person called like Fortune. No, that wasn't even a
Fortune 500.
They always
Focus.
name like that. They always name like
the most random. word.
miraculous.
Oh, Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Princess. I know like full
This is not targeted, by the way.
Is
If
there
you're listening, like.
Wait, there's someone called Princess now. Yeah. isn't
Yeah,
there?
Yeah.
And Angel, which is why I brought it
Princess
up.
is in my business class.
Oh, there's an angel in my top class.
Yeah.
Angel was in my film and my business class.
I swear
No, my child's name is Clash of Clans.
They get bullied for life.
They'll get bullied.
Anyways, going back to my point though, you could call your kid anything. They're stuck. Well, obviously they're not stuck. You can legally
They can
change
change
your
their
name.
name.
Unless
Isn't
they're
But like,
Italian.
they're always going to respond to that name. Like, if I
That's
call my son Clash, because you said Clash of Clans. If I call my son Clash, I say the word Clash, and he's gonna respond to that.
His middle name is of, and then his last name is
Clash of Candy, right?
Clash of Candy. Oh my god,
Wait, that's actually.
it's a cold name though.
No, just call your son, and then the middle name of. So your child's name is Son of Candy.
Oh, like a
Stop motion.
like,
Oh my god, I would actually do that.
What's your child's name? Town Hall 13.
No, I would actually make my son's name Son. Like, but I'd spell it as S-U-N instead of S-O-N.
No, make the middle name of Ray. So it's like Son of Ray Candy. Then people will have no difficulty knowing who the father is.
That's like when they put Junior next to the name.
What? I'm gonna call my son J Junior.
No, actually, no, we have to move on. What is this topic, man? This is such a boring topic. Who's gonna listen to this?
It's interesting though.
The
Yeah.
names is very interesting.
What?
Yeah.
Calling your son Town Hall 13?
Don't think about only one type of name. There's lots of different types of names. Like for example, celebrities have stage names.
Ah,
So
yeah,
that's
true,
also
true.
very important.
I want to
names
name
to
my
know.
child Bob King
Oh,
now.
do you guys play Xbox or PlayStation?
That is horrible.
Do you guys play like Xbox or PlayStation?
I play Xbox.
Xbox.
Gamer tags. What's your gamer
Nintendo.
tags? Yeah, Nintendo.
Nintendo Switch.
To be fair, I
I play
know
on
it's
I
PC.
don't know
not.
about the Nintendo.
I can't remember what my gamer tag is. I haven't used it in ages. I haven't played Xbox in it forever.
Wait, what games
Crazy
do you
Kid
usually play?
555.
Is that you?
Games, when I say
Genshin Impact.
games are...
Guys, I die for Genshin. That's not insulting. Genshin
Riverdale
bans.
Game
How much
5.
money did you waste on the paedophile game?
I haven't spent a single dime.
I
That's
don't
good to
believe
hear.
that.
Okay, Riverdale
No,
Game 5.
Jay, games
I do not play
play
Genshin.
No, games I play more like games I used to play. It's like Hitman, the trilogy.
Ray's too old for games now.
I am literally. I'm too busy with like
To be fair,
doing
it's,
other stuff. Like games is just. And plus, I was never one of those kids that was like playing games all the time. Like I never got into Minecraft until like 2 years ago. I got into Minecraft. Jay, what are you doing?
It's been up as Clash of Clans space, bro.
Where's the volume? I wanted to make
Give it to me.
it.
No, me. Let me
Keep
do
it
it.
somewhat serious. Let's keep.
No,
it
wait, aren't we
somewhat
gonna get
serious.
copyright issues if we do that?
We.
Copyright.
No, we're gonna get copyright issues.
I don't think you will. But
No, obviously I'm kidding. With like,
Who's copyright striking
no,
us?
no, Jay, keep it somewhat serious. So,
Yeah.
Right, this it might be a bit deep, but okay.
hi guys, go.
Transgender people change their names, yeah. So do you think names have a meaning then? We still have to pick a name.
That's a really good
So
question.
that's quite powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they change their name.
See, people. It's hard to that's a good question, because like your name is everything to you. Like, some people define themselves through their names. They're like, "Who are you? I'm this person." You know, they define themselves through their names. I think because most parents just name their children just because they like the name. I know my mum for sure. She called me Rayhan because she just liked the
Basil?
name. Shut up!
I'm sorry. No,
Like
but
smelling
No, but
Some-
she likes the name.
some like people are named after like grandfathers or like previous members of
Yeah,
family,
yeah,
for
yeah,
instance,
I
as well.
That's what I'm
Yeah, but then comes the question if names really matter because who you are is.
I mean, a name is
Who
just
you are,
a
like-
form of identification. I'm not gonna
Exactly.
call you random guy with a blue suit, grey hair, racist.
great.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why violate
I'm
Con
sorry.
like that? Yeah,
I'm
you've got
sorry.
single brain.
I don't know what was going through my head when I said that.
No,
So,
I-
wait,
I'm 80 years old now. Sorry guys.
what were you saying about like transgender people like,
Right, so
when they change their
they
name?
change their name and it's quite powerful to them because obviously they don't want to use their dead name.
Yeah,
So
but
when
of
they
course, like if
change
they're
their
going
name-
to change their gender, which what
Yeah.
they're born with, they're of course probably going to change their name, isn't it?
So is that would that be like? Do you guys think that your name is explicitly linked to your identity? If it Ray slightly touching that.
Guys, I actually have a confession to make. I lied. My Chinese name is not Li Yun. I was not born in Shanghai. I was just making it up.
You know what? I believed it as well. Ray, you believe everything. I don't. I'm not that gullible.
Shenyun, but I was not born in Shanghai, okay? But Lunavi is not my middle name either. It's just a name that I prefer over the one that I was given, right?
I don't believe you no
No,
more.
no,
I bet
definitely.
you are born in Shanghai. You are.
This is confusing.
She just
And
doesn't
then,
want
and then
to.
at the end of the episode, she's gonna be like, "I'm actually born in Shanghai, guys."
No, she,
Reverse
As far as anyone
psychology.
is concerned, I'm born in Shanghai. I just like to lie that I'm born in Shanghai until everyone.
wait, how
But everyone's
Yeah.
gonna listen to that.
that's why she said it.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I feel like for me, right, I have two names. I have Lunabi and I have the name that my parents gave me, right? But
Mojito.
I don't like that name at all.
That's fair
as I
enough.
choose to.
It sounds like a drink. Mirinda.
What? You just proved a point.
Yeah.
No, but Mirinda's an amazing drink.
I don't like.
Why do you
sweet
not like?
foods.
What do you not like about the name though?
I don't like the person who gave it to me, so I don't want to associate
Oh,
myself.
That's
with
fine,
them.
fair enough.
Especially because like our views on our human rights views and stuff like that, they're very different. I don't want to like because if you search up my name and you put my name and my surname, you're gonna get links to my parents' like social medias. You're gonna see like their opinions and shit like that, and I don't want.
So you just don't want to associate with your.
I don't want to associate with those people.
It's
So
like-
me having the name Lunabi is a cut off. So I'm not associated with those people.
Well, so when I call you Mahida, how do you feel?
It's not that deep.
Oh, so you don't care. So you don't care too much.
No, because I'm not in the world of work. When I get to the world of work, it's going to be very annoying. Because, like, I just...
I mean,
But
you
no,
can just
but
tell
you're-
people
But why
that your name
different
is.
now though?
No, because like we're technically in the world of work. Like we're learning the entire school system about.
Education.
No. You get what
I know what you
what I'm
mean.
trying to say is like the entire school system's based on developing us for the working world, and this is all about us being friends, socializing, and you don't mind.
No, it's just... Cause most of the time, it's just awkward to explain that I don't like my name or I want to change my name. It's just... I don't like to explain it because people get, like, weirded out or they get, like, confused.
Yes.
But obviously, I would prefer not to be called Mahida because it just doesn't ring with me. I don't vibe with it. But I can't force people at the end of the day. I can't force them to see me as the name I want to be called by or to call me by the name. Because I know that a lot of you knew me as an internal, and it's
Yeah,
just you're not used to Lunabi. You're used to Mahida, and I can understand that. And I'm not gonna like act like a little
No,
a
see,
princess about it.
when I first like
What is
You know
just
what?
carry on?
No,
Carry
that,
on.
that was so
Wait,
weird.
carry on.
That's such
no.
a good point though.
You're like a
'cause
deer in headlights.
most people try force. I think with transgender people a lot, what you see a lot is they try to force their views on other people. Like they force other people
Right. No, okay,
to
that's
see them.
it's a
No,
controversial
but
point.
Do you not agree with that?
What I was saying was, see, I call you Mahida out of respect because, to be honest, I call most people by their original names out of respect. Like if I'm used to a nickname, I'm just probably gonna stick to it, right? But I mean, now knowing this, I'll probably now stick to like Nabi, if that's what you prefer.
Yeah, I obviously.
Is it Nabi or Unabi? You were saying something about
No,
Unabi.
because Lunabi
Oh,
is the full
Lunabi.
name, and then Lila just cut it off.
Oh.
And then
Oh.
I become Nabi to everyone else because Lila calls me Nabi.
But
I
what
guess-
do you prefer though?
I don't care. It's like what's the difference between Rayhan and Ray? It's not really that much.
Okay, and
That's fun.
I tell you the context behind Ray because I tell everyone that Ray is my white name, and it basically is because so many people used to get Rayhan wrong. No, what it is, I don't know. I think it's just the name Rayhan. It's just like it's not English enough, so many people just aren't used to it. I don't know. It's just a self.
That's
doubt
got to be
sort of
racism
thing.
because Rayhan
Yeah.
doesn't sound that ethnic.
That might be
No,
in
it's
your
just-
school as
Yeah,
well.
no.
It's just a self-doubt thing, but like,
Don't doubt yourself.
nah, sure.
Because in this school, no one actually. would
No,
say
no one
that.
cares. But now,
Average
now,
Dartford
but
mentality.
no, literally, it came from Dartford. But now I've been having the name since Ray for like what, 10 years or so.
It's
I've
just
had it for a
stuck.
while, Ray. No, probably not 10 because I'm only 16, but like more like 7 years, right? I've had it for a long time.
So you're used to it.
Now it's just natural. Like I
So-
prefer
Yeah.
my.
So you tie Ray with yourself more than
Rayhan.
Rayhan.
Yes.
You
Like
know,
yeah.
my
It's just a-
email is Ray. My Instagram is Ray. My most social media is
So
Ray.
drop
When
a
you
follow.
when you joined the school, when you joined the school, did you tell the school your name was Ray?
That's why my name is Ray on the register.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you don't even know you're called Rayhan.
Some teachers don't know.
Oh, okay.
As in, my film teacher does because he once asked me. I think he was doing. I can't remember what he was doing. He was doing like this.
Jay's brother, bro.
Oh, what was he doing? He was doing like. He was searching up our names, trying to find some like historical name behind it and giving us nicknames out of it. I remember Jess. Her name ended up translating to like slavery or something. I can't remember. I think it was. I might cut that out because I don't know if we should keep that in. But I might cut that out. But anyways, yeah, he was trying to translate our names and give us nicknames out of it. But yeah, I think he's like one of the only teachers that know my name's Rayhan. But yeah, I'm
Okay.
just so used to the name Ray.
So if you are going by Ray and you basically, would you say you've been kind of forced to change that to make it more English appealing?
No, I like it.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, it's short.
But I like it because I'm very. It's gonna sound very contradictory of myself, but I'm very whitewashed. I really am. I really am. Like my entire culture is just like
Fish and chips.
No, I don't know. It's
He
always
goes David
chicken
Lloyd's.
and chips.
He's a true Brexit geezer.
Yeah.
My dad voted for Brexit.
Oh my!
That's crazy.
I can't get an Irish.
Your dad's an immigrant, right?
No, my dad's from UK. He was.
So he's a second generation.
My dad literally lived in, because my granddad is right next to school. My dad lived right over there his entire life.
So he's middle class.
What do you mean? Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's just
That's
a
why
Muslim.
Brexit and
What did we
middle
say
class
last episode? Lower upper class.
Lower upper class. We did say that.
I'm not going on
Are you
this
just
again.
calling yourself
No, because like today I was in film and then Callum was like, "Oh, you're the richest guy in this class." I was like, "No, I'm not."
Callum said that, bro. This guy's rich. and all.
Callum's. I've
rich
been to his
as
house.
well.
His house is massive.
Yeah.
Like my house is not as big as his. I don't think. I definitely don't have 3 floors. This guy has 3 floors.
Madness.
He has 3 floors.
Yeah, his bedroom's on the top floor. I mean, my parents wanted to move to another house where it had 3 floors, but then we ended up buying.
It's the first floor loft extension.
It probably was.
My house has 3 floors. Then I don't know if that.
Technically, yeah, because we have a loft in my house.
I live in my loft.
It's also the architecture of his house is just different to mine. Like it just looks.
I mean, it's a different area, so.
Yeah, Sidcup, and I live in Dartford. I don't know how you can call me high.
I like the general reaction.
How
to
can you call me
Dartford.
lower high class? I live in Dartford.
You go to David Lloyd's.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty
that's crazy.
But so does Callum.
Uh-huh.
but you're
Yeah,
both
but
rich
the one
though,
in
aren't
Dartford
Okay, then you're
is so
both
much
rich.
better.
It is.
The
But it's the
Kidrick
same
one is
price.
good.
Oh,
That's true. Actually.
It's the same price, universal price. Because it's different, like gym plan, like membership plans.
Yeah, just a cheap £300 a month.
Yeah, just a casual £300 a month.
Just a
It's
small
not a big
loan
deal.
from Mama and Papa.
My
Every
father
week,
gave me a small loan of $1 million and then used that money to go to David Lloyd's.
obviously. You get the platinum pass maybe for that.
What is the? Oh no, I'm too poor for this.
Wait, Con.
Yes.
See, I
so-
call you Con, right? And your name's
Yeah.
Konstantinos.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that? Because I say it out. It's just natural.
I mean, whatever like people prefer. I do prefer Constantino sometimes, but because it's such a long name, like I feel like people will have an easier time just saying Con.
Yeah.
No, but Konstantinos is so badass. Me personally.
Yeah,
No,
it's pretty
Konstantinos is a sick
Konstantinos,
name though.
yeah.
But
Like,
I
It's
yeah,
not-
but
it's
if you say it wrong, then there's no point to.
But how can you say Konstantinos? Am I saying it wrong?
It is what it sounds like.
But am I saying it wrong?
Not really.
Exactly. So
It's
how
the
can you get
it's
that
his
wrong?
surname that's a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah, but no one's gonna call me by my surname.
Mr. Helston. Oh no!
What was?
I was trying to do that. I'm very bad at rolling my tongue. But see, the thing is, the name Ray's just come so natural. My parents call me Ray now. Like they gave me my birth name Rayhan,
They call you
but
Ray.
they call me Ray.
I mean,
both
at least
parents.
there's like similar short and film. My mum literally put my name into Google Translate
Oh, okay. And was it?
because my
Oh, you said it was like
my
Unforgotten or
Chinese
something.
name is Dong Jiawei, and she put apparently like Jia sounds a lot like Che, so I was like, okay, you're called
Wait,
Jia.
Dong Chiao Wei. Is that what you said?
No, Zhong Jiawei.
Dong Chiao. That sounds awesome.
Okay, and then like my mom was because like my mom didn't want to send me to this school with like a Chinese or sounding name, so then she just said, oh, okay, you're called Jane, I'll go to this school. I was like, okay.
That happens to a lot of kids.
That's
Their
crazy.
parents don't want to send them to school with an ethnic name, so they give them something else.
Yeah,
That's
Jay is technically my white name.
Yeah, and then we have
Second name.
George,
George.
Yeah, George and George. Yeah.
Oliver.
Farmer.
Farmer, bro.
You're a farmer now.
How you doing?
Yeah. So George, you were saying something earlier about
Yeah.
like a theory you were looking at.
Okay. Oh, like the egg theory. Yeah.
I mean, you said it was linking to immortality and whatnot, right?
Okay, so this is actually like the original topic that I was gonna come on here with. So the egg theory. What happens? I think you might have touched this briefly upon in episode 2, but what happens after we die? There's a theory called the egg theory, which I'm quite interested in, and it basically says that you get reincarnated, but every single human, you get reincarnated to a different person at any time across humanity, and all of humanity is just like pretty much an egg. Because you're learning new experiences, you come back with a bit more experience. So you're everyone, you're Hitler, you're like, I don't know, Gandhi. You're like everyone.
Not me.
And then, no, not Navi. But,
It's just a theory.
but you come back with more and more experience, and then eventually, once you lived every single life a human can, you're then just a god.
Wait, so
And that's-
what you're suggesting is that the entire timeline of the human race has happened already,
Yeah.
and so we are just living in a moment of it.
Exactly.
So
the
I
soul
could
is
reincarnate as
transformed
Hitler.
And it's an egg, yeah, because it's training you to
Why
become
are
a
you
god,
excited about
basically.
Wait, what do you mean
Because
reincarnate?
then I will just not kill any Jews.
Wait, hold on.
They don't have the same ideology.
Well done, Jay. Well done.
Maybe you'll get accepted to an art college.
So for example, if you can basically, so you're saying the individual person reincarnates into every other person at one point. So I will be Con at one point, I'll be
Yeah.
George at one point, I'll be George at one point,
Exactly.
and it will go on. Which means that every single person holds the same soul, right? But we're all
Exactly.
existing at the same time. So how is that possible? Unless the soul is split into multiple, unless we're not in the same time. What's going on?
Okay, so basically, right, because I watched a video, and it's a really good video by, I don't know how to pronounce the channel name, so, but basically, it said that the reason for all of this is, it's basically, why it's called the egg theory, it's basically the human race is basically an incubation kind of period, like an embryo for a god, and then basically once every single life is lived, so the god has the power to reincarnate the person anywhere in time and anywhere in space, because they're omnipresent and omniscient and all of that.
So you're
What do you
saying,
say, like,
wait, so
That's a shout.
it's inevitable that I will be Hitler one day.
Basically,
Yes,
yeah.
maybe you already have been.
in
already
quite a
happened.
nice way.
Oh.
It's kind of means that, like, you kind of like, if you believe in it, I personally, I don't know if I do believe in it, but it means you're like kinder to your fellow man, because you're just doing every single action you've done in kindness you've done to yourself, every single action you've done in harmfulness you've done like to yourself, basically.
So we have to do this.
That's crazy.
Is it every single human that's ever lived?
Ever lived.
So
or
that
ever
is a
will
lot
live.
more than 8
Yeah.
billion. I'm gonna
So
say.
I'm
It's
saying-
exclusively humans. You won't be
Billion,
from
nah,
this point.
it's
So you
gonna
could've
be.
been-
Yeah, I think
I could've been
exclusive
you.
for humans. Yeah.
You will.
Holy shit,
He
I'm
wants to be
Jay
a frog.
Chin.
Wait, I'm
No,
Oliver
you think,
Balls.
like, because life is
Let's
also
go.
in an animal.
Could be all animals. But
Wait, so when we become a god, what
Wait,
do
does
we
that
do,
mean
like?
I'm Ryan Reynolds?
I don't know, because the video
Because
it
if we
ended.
Then the
through,
point
surely
really
like
piqued my
16 billion
interest.
people, like
I
No.
don't think you can
It's not even
understand
that. It's
what
gonna be
God
like
looks
trillions.
like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
does the soul have
Always.
a face? It doesn't.
You,
Really
Yeah.
you can't really know
Yeah.
what God looks like if he's
God's just like a
omniscient.
yeah.
I mean, that links into like episode 2 about the
Yeah.
belief of God.
Right, let's not.
See, that's the thing though, right?
Back into that.
Say you die, you're met with God, and then God goes, oh, like, you lived a good life. God goes like, oh, blah, blah, you're a good person or you're a bad person, whatever. Then he reincarnates you into, say, like, in a video, it was like in a peasant girl in like China in the 5th century. So it just
No, but
like,
okay, but doesn't.
You are
Okay, no, but hold on,
Kill
hold on.
myself.
If this,
literally.
wait, guys, hold on.
Speedrun.
We're laughing.
That's because
Peasant girl.
she said I'll kill myself.
I'm sorry, guys. I could not actually live with anything before the 20th century. I'm so serious.
You know how deep that is. That is
They used to
crazy.
get diseases from breathing. I can't have that. I really wouldn't be able to
You
do
know
that.
my asthma isn't real, right?
No, but like,
Does
you
that
know,
mean
like,
that I'd reconnect to a
especially peasant
caveman
girl.
one day?
No,
And
no,
especially
a
in
dinosaur.
China as well.
No, in anywhere, the second you'll be like 5 years old and some rich man will come over and just like, you know what, yeah, I can get some of that. And then before you're pregnant and you're
Wait.
dying from childbirth. I'm sorry, guys, I can let
Wait,
that be.
that means that at one point I'll be Elon Musk.
yeah.
That's sick. Wait a second.
I can't believe how we're going from serious to like.
No, okay, no, but I got something to say though. So like, does that mean that there's a possibility I could be God?
Well, yeah, basically
At the
that's
end
what it
of
is.
what,
At
right
the end
now?
of
Wait,
it,
is
it's
it
your
in your
God.
timeline?
Is it
yes,
limited
you
to
are
like
God.
humans, or can you be literally be anything?
I'm not sure. It never really specifies,
What's it?
but I assume that it could include everything. But in a video, it only said just humans.
I don't think it
It's
can
gonna take a
include
long,
everything.
long time to
No,
Because
If you think
because
about it
humans
scientifically, it could.
humans have consciousness, right? And other things don't have that.
Yeah, like
So
you
it's
can't.
like
Maybe like an
animals don't have.
Yeah.
Octopus and pigs, they have consciousness.
octopuses have 9 hearts. Do you know that?
Really?
No, sorry, not 9 hearts. 9 brains.
Bro.
They have
brains.
one. They have one in each tentacle,
Oh,
Did it
crazy.
actually?
and one.
They
and-
have 8 tentacles.
Yeah, they have one brain in the body and then
Oh,
8 individual
okay.
tentacle brains.
So does that mean?
They also have
Fact
3
check
hearts
you on that,
actually.
I'm so serious.
So if you're an octopus, does that mean that you live 9 times? If this applies to octopi, then like you live the same octopus 9 times.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, then maybe that's why cats
Is
have
the amount of
eyes.
brains linked to
Because they have
consciousness? So?
9. They
That's
have.
a-
Yeah,
I'm
no,
pretty
no,
sure
hold
I
on. Wait, George has got a decent point there.
Yes,
Does your
they have in different.
does each brain link to a conscious, or can it be
Yeah.
separated?
Well,
Yeah,
as long as
like,
they belong in one body, I would assume.
See, I
it's
define
one.
consciousness as being able to
Yeah.
think about your thoughts, and I don't think octopus.
No, because I thought it was like your.
Wow.
I thought it links to your soul, and it's just
Yeah.
that one body. Everything in this body is your soul.
So
Yeah,
It's
but
like
how
an
would we
internal
know
thing.
that if we have only one brain? How?
Yeah.
No,
If we
because
had two brains, how would we act?
no, but your soul
good point,
links to
actually.
your brain,
I mean,
and it links to everything else.
Yeah.
Because
your
imagine if we had two brains, would that be like having two different personalities? And
It
all?
could,
No.
it
But
could
you don't
maybe.
need two brains to have more than one personality. So
Yeah,
that's
some people.
true.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
true.
good
There
point.
are
That's a good
cool.
point.
People with split personalities, yeah. Say you're gonna live every single person. Does that mean you live in the same body twice if you have two personalities?
I've heard a theory. No, see, I've heard a theory about because I watched this movie called Split. I talk about it all the time with Finbar. If he's listening, he probably will. He's gonna be annoyed because I mentioned the entire trilogy of the film all the time. But so I watched this film Split, and it's about a guy who has like what 20 different personalities. One of them he is actually a beast, and so then he develops like one of his personalities is a beast, and
What do you
he
mean?
turns.
Transforms into one. Or?
Yeah,
Like a
that's,
bo-
it's
like a
like
werewolf.
the way in the movie they describe it as like a superpower, but like in reality it's just a split personality. It's just another personality where that he was a beast and that's in that body now. He
A
starts.
beast as in his
An animal.
characteristics or just.
He starts.
Yeah.
Physical
I
beast.
can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he starts developing like these massive veins on his body and like long nails and whatnot.
He got that
Does he
dog
act like
in
an
him.
animal like this?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Yeah.
climbs walls and everything. Obviously, it's a movie,
yeah.
but like no, but like so I heard this theory.
Just stop saying
I don't
stuff
know,
like that.
like, so, like, I had this theory about people with this multiple personality. It's just like separate souls. Like, ignoring your theory, it's separate souls trapped in one body.
Yeah, yeah.
Because your theory is more like the way you're asking the question, it's more like, there's different people from different times that's just stuck there. It's more like these, because it's just more like different souls from anywhere just trapped in one body, and then they take their turn revealing themselves.
No, have you ever heard of like? Oh, sorry, I was. what were you
Go
gonna
Go on,
say?
go on.
Oh no, I've heard of cases like people remembering like past lives, for instance, like they die,
Yeah.
and then they
Could be
come
very
back,
Vivid dreams.
that's true.
and then like as babies they start mentioning details that only like people in the past would know, and then
That's the
everyone-
same as people saying they've seen God and like,
Exactly.
My dad
I was about
said
to say
one
that.
like that though, because my dad said there was a baby boy in his village who kept going to this specific area and digging on the ground, and they kept beating this kid and sending him back home, but he kept going there. When they dug where the baby was digging, there was this gold and fortune that a man who had died had left behind. So they were saying the baby was the reincarnation.
Ah,
of...
yeah. There are cases like this, like, so it gets me thinking.
Yeah, because sometimes there are cases where people said they have seen dreams that actually correlate to real life sometimes, and real life things happen according to what happened on the dream, which is really interesting to think about.
See, there's this thing where people believe where when you die, you don't see God, because obviously I don't believe in God, but it's like you just see a higher power, and once you not have redeemed yourself on planet Earth, but it's more like you've become more spiritually awakened, you can sort of move past these like it's like a belt almost. You move past the belt, you sort of open up the belt, and you can then
Like another dimension.
live your spiritual life.
Because of a lucid dream. No,
No, it's like once you die, because what it is within that same like idea, that belief is that you are reincarnated, and you just move on to the next body, right? I don't know. Wait, links to another question though. Would you like if reincarnation was a thing? Would you like it to be a thing?
Well,
Like, would you
yeah.
want to relive?
I'd get like a second chance in life, isn't it? Maybe
But
if
you-
I really
But
mess up in this.
it's not really a second chance no more, because you won't remember this. It's a first chance
I
for
know,
you
because
again.
my dad said that like there was something about like, if you do bad in this one, you get reincarnated as something really bad, like a tree or something, like a fly. But if you do good, then you get
For
reincarnated.
being a
as-
tree, just stand there.
Wasn't
all the
that the
time.
thing with
I don't know where to
Buddhism?
believe him.
That
That is, it
Canadian
is,
one?
is.
Yeah.
But is it, like reincarnation is in Buddhism, like they think you're constantly reincarnating until you've like finally achieved. I forgot what the word was.
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment. That's it.
Yeah, George, what was you gonna say?
Well, for me, I don't kind of see that as a second chance, because I mean, for me, even though if there is a soul that's passed on, the thing that makes me me is like my memories and my personality and stuff. So it's not really a second chance. It's just kind of like recycling, basically.
Would you say it's a new person?
Prestige.
Yeah, it would definitely be
Yeah.
a new person in my eyes,
So it's not even you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
No.
it might be a good way to think of it scientifically, right? So, because in our universe we have theory of conservation of mass, theory of conservation of energy. It's probably the same thing as like theory of conservation of souls. That's why reincarnation would be that you move from one thing to the other because there is a number of souls, right? So when let's say for example in an experiment, when something is like you put these two elements together and you get something else, right? That would be like the reincarnation. That new thing that you get, would you consider it as being different from the things that it was before, or is it still the same thing? That's what it's kind of like the same as that. For me, it's a new thing, so it's not a second chance, it's a whole new beginning, and you don't know that it's a second chance anyway, so there's no chance here. You're just starting again because you have no choice. You're stuck in the loop of the conservation of mass. That's
Awesome.
No, because like when you start again, what makes you is like your memories and your past experience. If you have none of that, because you're not going to remember it, so you're going to be an entirely different person, an entirely different like place, and like act entirely different, look completely different. There is like no trace of you anymore.
But
So
everyone
you're just you're basically gone when you're dead anyway.
Yeah, but
you
everyone
think
is
about it.
made from the same elements. They've probably been recycled before. Like, because we're all made out of carbon, right? And that has been recycled through billions and billions of years. So you're probably the same carbon that someone else once was.
Not me.
Recycle.
Okay,
He's made a carbon
I'm
too.
wholly original.
No,
He's been a carbon fiber.
George Murphy's special only because he's coming on the podcast. That's
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
You know, like they did this thing where like they weighed bodies before and after they died to check if like a soul had like left them, but like they didn't really detect
Of
it.
course you can't.
Fair
Soul
enough.
is not something that you
Yeah,
I know
it's
they were
not-
trying.
Yeah,
they were
soul
trying
is
to.
not tangible.
They were
It's in
trying.
the spiritual realm, right? So
There was an attempt.
So,
There's
they got to experiment. Anything was possible.
There's someone wanna like. It's not really moving. It's moving on from the idea of soul, but I still want to link onto the idea of identity and memory. There's this quote I remember reading a while back from this book I was reading, and it said, "You are not. You aren't what you think you are. You are just everything around you."
Okay.
So my take on that is, and he's not just my take. He actually just describes it. It's more, you are everyone that is around you. So like, you guys being my friends, I sort of take influence off of you, and become
Who said we're
myself.
friends?
Huh?
Who said we're friends?
Wow.
Okay. You really had to ruin the moment.
No, go
No,
on,
but
go on.
he's got
Sorry.
a really good point.
yeah,
I grew up
that's why people can judge you from the people that you hang out
exactly.
Yeah, that's what my
exactly.
mum does.
Yeah.
Exactly, because I can grow up. I grew up around my parents for the majority of my life. And a lot of my music taste, a lot of my knowledge comes from my father. A lot of the way I am is from my mum. But it's like, and then also I have the people from my old school, the stuff they did. I am like similar stuff to them because those were the people I spent 5 years with. It's like I am everything of around me, and then I take that and then make that myself. Because like, let's say, Con, like today you're introducing me to new music. You know, I can take that and be like, oh yeah, I like that, and then that's it. Let's say I finally just make that my favorite artist of all time. It's like it's sort of developing me through people around me.
Yeah, but I don't think that's exactly it though, because
I mean, it's
I
a
think-
slight example, but yeah.
I think it's more like, let's say you have a lot of competitive friends, right? That go to the gym a lot, right? This is an example. If you knew that they went to the gym 7 days a week, you're never gonna be lazy after a certain extent of hanging out with them, because if you know that they're there every day going to the gym and you're at your house every day, I don't know, watching movies, you'll know that you'll sort of think that you're not as good as them in a
No,
sense.
I
Yeah,
agree
okay.
with that, and I disagree with that because let's say, like, I agree to the fact that if they keep on doing it, it's going to influence you to do it eventually. But let's say you're the fat friend in that group. Like, I'm not fat shaming anyone, but like, let's say you are the fat friend, but they've accepted you. So that means because they've accepted you being fat, they go to the gym, but you stay at home, and watch movies, and eat food.
Yeah.
Right? You're the fat friend, and they've accepted that. You're going to feel fine about it, and you're not going to. It's like
Want to change.
exactly.
Yeah, but are
Because
you
you're-
at some point going to feel like
Not
No,
if,
you
not if
everyone's
feel a bit
doing
more
that?
not if you,
self-conscious
yeah,
about
not if
yourself.
you feel a sense of accomplishment because people accept you. If people accept you for the way you are, you're not going to want to change because people like the way you are.
No, but if people
It's-
accept you, yeah, that's good, right? But if the person sees everyone else going to the gym and that being a certain thing everyone shares among in the group, right?
They might want to.
So
go
They-
it's conformity bias.
Conformity.
They want to get to know that thing, and
Yeah.
they'll probably
It's
want.
because
to
we're like
go
it's
as well.
social animals. We want to follow like the pack, basically.
That's a
we
good
want to be
one.
with everyone else.
Right,
'Cause
you're
that's
also
like-
talking about acceptance, right? But it depends on whether the individual accepts that acceptance, right? Because, for example,
That's a
I know
good
people
point.
who are surrounded by others who are so uplifting, they're so accepting, no matter what it is, right? They'll always be supportive, this, that, and the other, and they will still feel self-conscious. They will still feel not good enough, etc., etc., etc. Why do celebrities who receive crazed obsession and love from so many people end up killing themselves? Because of stress, because even if they are loved, they are still not satisfied with the self.
Okay, I have some friends. I'm not gonna say who specifically, not from this school, but from our old school, who are fat and they've accepted the fact they are and they love themselves. Actually, I could actually say love because, bro, they were all over themselves. But no, but like, obviously, I don't want to promote being fat because it's unhealthy. But like, if you accept who you are, you're not gonna want to change, right? Let's look at an example like Jack Black. The guy is, well, it's pretty big. I'm not gonna fat shame him because I love Jack Black. Jack Black, like watching School of Rock was like my highlight of my childhood. I love School of Rock, but yeah, no. So he's like typically large. He's accepted it. I'm pretty sure. I remember a while back. What's the lady that was married to Brad Pitt?
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
She was pregnant, and then Jack
Yeah.
Black came out of nowhere, started showing his fat belly, pretending it was a baby bump with her while she was pregnant with her daughter. And just made a massive joke about it, but because he doesn't care, and he's
He
accepted
accepted
the
it.
fact, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Jack Black's probably super popular in his social life with his friends and all that, and they've all accepted him, he accepts himself. Maybe his friends are a bunch of people that got work out, but I think it depends on the person.
Yeah, but do you think that will still change the fact that if they hang out with a lot of people that have a healthy habit, will they not get affected by that?
It's dependent on. Sorry, you speak.
Yeah, I think you can kind of find a middle ground there, you know? Like, you do have external influences, but then at the same time, you are your own person. I think, like, you can be around, like, people who work out and stuff and not feel the need to work out because that's, like, your own consciousness and stuff. And I think it also kind of links into Ray's point, and Ray's point links into George's point, where it's kind of like a localized egg theory, you know, where, like, you take in everyone around you, so to an extent you are everyone around you.
Yeah.
And I think and I think that kind of puts out a good message. Like, if you take in the experiences of other people around you, you do reach a sense of enlightenment, not to the extent of like the egg theory where you're like everyone at once, but to the extent that you can, that the more you take the effort to understand other people, then you can reach a certain like moral enlightenment. And I think that's a really good message, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's just a really interesting topic because like it just all comes into like.
It's getting me thinking. Like, George,
No,
do you
that's
think,
the whole
do you
point
think
of
this
the
theory
podcast,
applies to
though.
animals as well?
It could do, because if you think about it, right, say Buddhism, which we touched upon earlier, says that you reincarnate into animals as well, but then would that be applicable to egg theory? Since Con made a good point about it being linked to consciousness instead, but then do animals have consciousness? One question branches off into like five more, which branch off into five more. It's a very like complicated, gets you like thinking quite a topic.
But do you think there's a theory where it's like you only branch out across you reincarnate, sorry, not branch out, across your own species?
It could be. You have to look into that more.
Because like you could also like, let's say if that is the case, do you think you can reincarnate from like a cow to a bull? Because they're like they're
I
the
suppose
same.
you could, yeah.
You probably could.
Yeah, I
think-
reckon so.
I feel like it could.
Yeah.
I think it's like, I mean, I think that the kind of idea of species as a whole is a bit odd because, like, within a certain family, you know, like ligers, yeah, and like mules, like the two different species, they breed, right, but their offspring are infertile. But the thing is, Neanderthals are a different species from us, but I think Europeans like have a larger percentage of Neanderthal DNA, so that means they must have produced fertile offspring. So I think that kind of blurs the lines. So I guess it would tend more to consciousness.
Yeah. I mean, we've spoken a lot about this topic. I wanna, because you mentioned something about immortality earlier.
Yeah.
Expand on that, please.
Okay, so earlier on, I was saying, I posed a question: would you want to be immortal? Would you want to live forever, or would you want to live one life? What would you rather?
I really want the audience thinking about this because it's it's a question that I think a lot of us would either agree upon or disagree upon against other people's opinions.
Define immortality. Do you mean living multiple lives or living one life and never die?
Living one life and you physically can't die.
Like a vampire.
It's not
Never
that. So,
ask
Nah.
for that.
Like
do you
Never.
age, like physically age, or like do you just stay the same looking?
For the sake of
Does that
argument,
matter, though?
let's say no, because
I'm just
if you
gonna
physically
say-
age, then I think everyone would say
Wait,
that,
so you
because the life would
physically
just be pain.
cannot
Let's say
yeah,
you
that's
don't
right.
You
age,
cannot
can't
drown,
die.
you cannot burn,
Drown,
you couldn't
yeah.
get shot.
Because you know law of conservation of mass. Sorry guys, I'm a physicist. But when this eventually, like the sun explodes, this whole thing, like your whole universe disappears.
Yeah.
You're gonna scatter into pieces, but you're not gonna die, or
Yeah.
you're gonna be your whole just drifting around space. It's life has meaning because it ends. When something is
It's the end of the journey.
Fact.
Yeah, there's something you're going towards. There's a reason that you want to do this now because you're not gonna have time later. If you take away that concept, then what's the point?
There's no value in life.
No,
because
because if you keep living, you're
can't
going,
die.
you're going to watch all your loved ones keep dying and dying and dying over and over again
Yeah,
while you
yeah.
continue to live.
I think it's a
You think about
no-brainer,
all,
to
at
be
the end,
honest.
you will have no one to live for.
If you think
So
about
I
it, like
live
if you
for
think
yourself.
about like you're gonna this is a horrible wording, but you're gonna overstay like your welcome if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
'Cause it'll get, like no, because like
No, in a sense,
mentally,
yeah.
because like it'll get to the point where you'll just want to die, because
Yeah.
you'll just be like you don't want to live anymore. Like you don't want to. You've lived for like so long that you think you've just seen everything. There's like no
Death gives
real thing. Yeah,
life
death
meaning.
gives you value.
Yeah.
I think
It's like the fact that we have so little time that makes it important.
Yeah, like people
If you
always
have
think you only
infinite
live
time,
once,
then
cherish your
nothing
life.
means nothing, and there's no point to behind whatever the fuck you do, and then
Look,
your
try not
existence
to
is just
swear,
miserable. Sorry.
but
No,
then
it's just
again,
like
You
it's
can leave that
But no, because like the thing when I post it, it asks me if there's any curse words. If there is, it changes the demographic. So I prefer to
does
keep it like plural.
okay, here's the thing though. I feel like your response to this question is kind of dictated maybe a bit on religious views. If you believe in an afterlife, technically you do believe in some sort of immortality, since you have to like live forever in the afterlife, right? Whereas if you're like, say, for example, me, I'm an atheist. If you just believe life just stops and there's nothing, then it's also going to dictate, because then you're going to have different like views on immortality in a sense.
Wait, could you explain? Like, is there a reason why you're an atheist, or is it just like you don't believe in God?
I wasn't raised in a particular religion. I thought about it and didn't really agree with the idea of religion. So
Okay.
So,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, one thing I liked about Nathan, he had a lot of
knowledge about his religion.
yeah.
What religion?
Why are you laughing?
no, I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
Very British man.
What was I going to say? Yeah, I think, would you, if you were to live indefinitely, right? I think probably for the first maybe couple of centuries of your life, you'll kind of feel the want to die. You'd kind of like become like a kind of brooding vampire type thing, you know. But after a while, would you change your outlook on life? Would you like kind of stay there, just kind of watching, you know, like because would you keep the same view on what you value in life, or would you more value the experience of seeing other people live and kind of accept?
Also, would you think that you would still keep your moral values?
That's true.
If you...
I think if I was immortal, first of all, my idea of God is that God is for sure not real. If I was immortal, that's it. God's not real, because like, I think, you know what? This actually links to a TV show I was watching. This is gonna sound so cringe. Vampire Diaries, right?
Oh man.
No, I watched it, right, and I remember there was a quote from the originals, the group of vampires that were like the original vampires. The girl was saying that she's not religious because because she's lived for like forever now. She's seen too many things to prove that there was a God. So necessary, like in result, it's disproving God. That everything she's witness and whatnot. I think that's true because if that was me, amount of things that I would have lived through. I mean, I would have. I don't know. Am I being immortal like from now and ever, or am I being immortal from the start of time?
For now, right?
From now, yeah. So from now.
So I'm gonna be 16 for the rest of my life.
Well,
That would be a
I
bad
say
age.
You're
no,
still gonna
16.
age,
Yeah.
can't
but
die.
you're just not gonna die.
I think.
Well, so
yeah.
I will. When I turn 60, I will look 60.
No,
But I
Would
just
you
die.
like
Die.
become
Still
like
keep the
physically
same-
weaker and
Into your
weaker as you
prime,
grow
you
up?
But then, if you get weaker and weaker, when you end up dying.
No, because like this is the thing.
That's true.
It depends like whether you're physically aging when you're immortal or like you just stay as aging.
Oh, is it physically Asian?
I think let's go with this. Let's just go with like the mindset. You're immortal and you stay at like
Whatever
your
age you want.
your best age.
Yeah, let's say
I'd
20.
mid-20s or something.
No, let's say
like that.
21. That's like what?
No. I'd say like 25.
No,
then.
yeah,
Yeah,
25 is when your
mid-20s.
brain stops developing as
Yeah.
well. So that's
So
probably
the second
point.
your brain stops developing, that's what you look like.
Okay, so if
Forever.
I'm in that scenario, I'm still growing. I'm 25. I guess. Would I want to be immortal? No,
No.
because like if I'm immortal, first of all, I'm gonna have to. No.
Would you stop being good
Stop being good.
What do you mean? What?
Oh, no, I do get that.
Yeah.
if you're immortal?
Human life wouldn't really have as much value
There's
to you.
benefits
Other
and there's
people,
dis-
just,
yeah.
like they're
No,
passing
but
a
no,
blink of
human
an eye.
value, human life will still have value because other people will be losing their. They're not immortal, but only I am, right?
But
after,
physically,
like-
seeing as you cannot die and cannot be killed, then that surely leads you to be free to do whatever you want.
Yeah, I would do whatever, but then my life would be meaningless at that point. Like, yeah, like we were saying, because death sort of. Wait, you going to the toilet? Oh, okay.
It's taking a phone call. That's
sorry,
okay. So
just-
explain.
No, what I was saying was, so like, this links to the point when you guys were talking about life has no meaning after death, right? Like, no, without the fear of death. Well, not fear, but the idea of death. Because, like, obviously, if you're living forever, you have to forever to do something. Like, if I want to be rich and build, but I want to be rich specifically out make my own business, I won't need to do that until I'm like 100 years away. Why would I do it now when I can wait 100 years for new technology or whatever to develop and I could create something out of that? But like, without the fear or the knowledge of death, it's just like,
So you think people have a purpose because they're mortal?
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So if you were immortal, you wouldn't feel a need to, I don't know, start a business.
Well, like, that was just an idea, but it was like the fact because I had business like last period, but like,
Oh.
Yeah, but would you?
I mean, like,
I mean, how else would you make money?
businesses do fail after some
But you're
time.
immortal,
They
it
always
doesn't
go.
matter, does it?
Okay, but then one thing, let's say you build a business here, I end up becoming the new Elon Musk. How am I gonna continue my life like a normal person if I don't die? Because like people are gonna start realizing after like 30 years, oh wait, how
That's a
does
good
he look
point.
exactly the
You
same?
could, you, if you have the funds, you could obviously fake your death, isn't it?
You can fake your death, but then people.
You could
someone's
probably
gonna-
change your appearance.
Yeah, no.
But
Because
I
if you
wouldn't
don't
wanna
feel
do that.
pain or like, can't die or anything, then like, surely
If you
won't be
become
much of a
immortal,
problem.
you're gonna have to become the most absolute boring person. You're not. I think. But by
then
the
again-
books, you're not allowed to have social connections and all that because.
No,
Yeah,
you
but
will have social
were we
connections, you just won't
considering
last.
other people when we questioned being immortal?
Pardon?
Were we considering other people when we questioned being immortal, or is it
No, just yourself.
yeah?
think.
So
I mean, you can't fall in love, and love is what the most powerful emotion, right? If you fall in love, that's it. You're heartbroken. You're gonna watch that person die.
God, deep so fast.
No. It's like watching Captain America, right?
Okay.
He was
Oh,
trapped
yeah,
into
he was
ice.
stuck in-
He then watched the love of his
yeah.
life. Well, I don't know if it was
What?
the love of his life. He didn't even go to the first date, to be fair. But
I mean, well, clearly loved her, isn't
Yeah.
he loved her,
Down
and he
bad.
watched her die. Like he watched her get old and then die. Like that is probably the worst thing. And then you have to live. You can't even die yourself. You just have to live the rest of your
that
life.
still
He is
doesn't take
immortal.
away the value though of.
No, because
What
like
you went through.
humans do forget eventually. Like if living like centuries, thousands of years, your brain will eventually forget. Is it like you learn to love new people, you learn to take in like more.
Yeah,
friendships.
but then you're
like-
gonna continuously watch that person die. You love new people. That person's gonna die.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I would not be immortal.
If you're immortal, you're gonna have to develop the idea that you are not allowed social connections, or else it's gonna emotionally kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go on.
I think like the way I'm seeing it is that okay, I'm immortal, but how do I kind of deal with that? You know, because you got like these loved ones, right? But
She actually turned up.
like, because you're inevitably going to love people unless you go for like social isolation. But would you kind of see love in a different way, and then it's a finite thing that you need to value while it's there? Would you have more of a value on time as opposed to less?
I watched this movie. I'm gonna link a lot of stuff to movies because I watch movies. No, I'm gonna link this. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it had I don't know her name, but it had Ryan Reynolds' wife in it.
Oh, he had me excited for a little bit.
Oh, what? Ryan Reynolds' wife?
No, Ryan Reynolds.
Got us in the first one.
Rex
Yeah, guys
MFC.
in the first- Rex.
No, anyways, it had Ryan Reynolds' wife, and she got in a car accident, I think, and then that caused her to be immortal. Like, she survived it, and that's how she figured out she was immortal.
Oh, Christ, I thought you meant that in real life. I was about to say.
No,
I was about to say.
in the film.
Oh, my God.
And she had a car crash, she was immortal. She fell in love with this guy, and then he actually was going to propose to her, and she had to ditch him, and she hated it. And then it was almost like 30, 40 years later, she ended up finding a new guy, fell in love with him.
Did she reject him?
No, it was actually the first guy's son.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's awkward, isn't it?
And then
Yo, I rejected your dad.
the first guy clocked. He was like, "You look so familiar," because the boy brought the girl home,
Oh.
and he was like, the dad was like, "Have I met you before?" And he was like, "It was an amazing
Well,
film.
that's
I'd
actually,
recommend it."
what's it called?
I can't remember. You
crazy.
Google it.
Ryan Reynolds' wife.
First of all, you have to Google her name. I forgot her
It's
name.
Ryan Reynolds' wife
And then you have to Google the movie.
Ryan Reynolds' wife, immortal.
Question mark.
It's the thing where set in like
Ryan
20s, she gets into a car crash, isn't it?
Yeah.
And she, like,
I'm pretty sure it had Han Solo in it. I forgot.
yeah, Harrison Ford. He was
Harrison
the
Ford.
guy, the original guy.
Yeah, he was the first guy that she fell in love. Anyways, watch the movie. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's like she eventually falls in love with that guy. I think the movie ends that she ends up ending her immortality by another
Wait,
car crash.
so if God exists, what we're basically saying now is that we wouldn't want to be God, right?
Oh,
in a sense.
if I had the choice to be God, I would not want to be God. There's too much like responsibility, too much like
Oh, sorry, go on.
too much like if God was real, there's too much hatred. Like people like me that I don't hate God, for example. I just don't think he's real. But there's too many people that's just in disbelief of him. Or what? See, this is another thing. Why is God a him?
That's a good point,
Could
actually.
be a her, could be
be
a
a
No,
huh?
no,
whatever.
but that's why I think it's made up because it's like
Could be non-binary.
life, like the Bible is all like very sexist, right? So obviously, if God was made up, he's gonna be a he. If he was gonna, why is he a he? Why is he not just it?
I feel like this might be a bit controversial. Bit of a controversial take here, so. But
Don't worry.
edit this out if you want. But I feel like for me, I obviously don't believe in God. I feel like God is more of like humanity's way of making morals and making sure that people follow good morals and good behaviour. So it was written 2,000 years ago to like
We
what
said
their
this in
morals
the
are.
last
That's
episode.
what
Is it?
Yeah.
But like
That is just a
that's
book
why.
of
That's
morals.
why. Yeah. That's why. it's
Ray
again,
touched
it's
on this
the-
as well. That it's just a book to teach people how to act and sort of brainwash them in a sense.
Yeah.
It's set, like,
to
the
being good.
groundwork for
But
society.
my argument to that was, do you not think without the Bible we would still have moral values within us?
Yeah.
When we're
Of course
born?
we would,
So we
because-
don't need the Bible to tell us those things, right?
Yeah, because most
Yeah.
people aren't religious, but they're still going to be taught by their parents to do certain things and not to do certain
Exactly.
things.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need religious texts.
What if you?
I'm not saying like we like.
I'm saying like,
don't
what
need
if
religion.
you weren't taught by your parents, or what if you never read about it?
I'm pretty
Do
sure
you
like
think you would still
humans are still born with that sense of like empathy, sympathy, and certain
Yeah.
things.
It goes back
Yeah.
to the point of just people you surround yourself with, because they're gonna
Yeah.
and they're indirectly teaching their moral values.
Wait,
yeah.
let's
Yeah.
go back to like Nathan. I wish Nathan was right here to argue his point here. Was it he said something about his dad also being Buddhist or something? Or it has
No,
dad's
his
not-
dad
no,
was
no,
Christian.
his dad
His dad was
Jewish.
Christian.
His dad's
no.
definitely.
Where did he get the idea of Buddhism?
I don't know.
Just
I-
his
Oh,
own
she said
beliefs.
he read. I think from what, because we asked him about this. He said,
He seems to like
He-
Hong Kong culture. for
he
some
read a
reason.
lot of
me.
Christian stuff. He didn't like those, and then
I don't think it's not he didn't like.
he read
it, just-
about Buddhism. I think
I think it's not. I can't remember. I
felt
wish,
and
this is
he
why I
felt
wish-
agree with
inclined
the
towards it.
ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't remember. Like this is why I wish he was here. But like, I
not
think,
didn't like it, but didn't agree with it.
yeah, didn't believe in it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, because it's like people. There's not many, but there's a lot of people in the world that's like Nathan, where they just develop their own beliefs.
Yeah, because to be honest, you can't hate on a religion if you haven't researched on it.
Yeah.
Like,
My dad, for example, he's done tons of research into religion. He grew up as a Muslim, read the Quran, did the 5 prayers a day. He grew up as a Muslim. He also read the Bible. He did research on that, and he's now come to the decision that he doesn't believe in religion. And I think most of my opinions formulate from him, and that's also arguing the point where we are of everyone around us.
yeah. Especially your parents, because your parents play a more massive role than your friends ever will.
Yeah,
Even
I mean, yeah,
genetics.
most people's parents, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like a talk lesson now, because it's all about like.
This is a bit more interesting than a talk lesson over.
No, but it is all about the idea of like knowledge and all that, because it's like.
It's interesting to think about
I
and
need
to
to
formulate
go
arguments.
All right.
I have to go in a sec, by the way.
Okay, should we sum up?
Yeah, let's
probably-
wrap
I
it
should
up.
probably
Let's
wrap
wrap it up.
All right, guys. I hope
Yeah,
you enjoyed.
That was the 4th episode.
Yeah, that was the fourth episode. I hope
It
you
was
enjoyed
took a very interesting turn.
It was very like controversial, very based on like our personal beliefs and whatnot. But like, I mean, like stuff like this is interesting to talk. Like, 'cause I think the whole purpose of the podcast is good to like learn. Like, and I've learned this through theory from Murphy as well. It's like good.
Yeah, at the start, even though at the start we were joking a lot.
Yeah.
He did have to restart it.
Yeah. This was the second take, by the way.
No, at the start of the second bit.
We were just admiring.
We were saying about naming our kids Clash.
Our email is the.externalview@gmail.com. No, I really would like people to like email us if there's anything they want to hear about, or if there's
Or even comment about their views on any topics.
yeah, we'd love to have more people. Anyone who wants to come on, please join. Yeah, have a great day.